After 6 long years in development hell, Deadpool finally slices and dices his way onto theater screens this weekend. Now recently I told you everything you needed to know about Deadpool before you saw the movie, but there was one thing you kept asking about in the comments. What about Thanos? Exactly what about Thanos? Marvel's Mad Titan and Deadpool have a long, complicated history, and they're 2/3 of the most horrific threesome I can imagine, and yes, that includes Kyle Hill's Seinfeld fanfiction. So in honor of Deadpool's impending release and me celebrating Valentine's Day by crying in a darkened theater into a box of Russell Stovers, today's Dan Cave is all about the Deadpool-Thanos death connection. Now in the movie, we'll see Wade Wilson romancing Vanessa Carlyle, who eventually becomes Copycat. Well, not in this movie, but eventually. But she isn't Deadpool's only lady love. Marvel's Merc with a Mouth also has an emotional hard-on for Death herself. Yes, Death. The literal personification of death, which apparently looks like a smoking hot babe with a skeleton for a head. I knew it. Deadpool and Death are basically a more murdery version of Romeo and Juliet. They're the ultimate star-crossed lovers. He can't die, and she is only die. What? Their meet-cute happened when Wade was being brutally tortured by Dr. Kilbrew and Ajax in a top-secret Canadian Weapon X facility. Now, during Deadpool's sessions, he came so close to shuffling off this mortal coil that he actually saw Death standing over him. Now, maybe it was Stockholm Syndrome, or maybe we all need to be a bit more open-minded, but the two grew to love each other as the lines between this life and the next blurred together. So, wait. Where does Thanos fit into all this? Well, I'm glad you asked, Dan. As it turns out, Thanos is essentially the fedora-wearing men's rights activist of the Marvel Universe, threatening to destroy all of creation to impress Death, only to wind up smack dab in the proverbial friend zone. I say proverbial because I don't know whether or not it survived Secret Wars. Can we get a ruling on that? Anyone? 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 Who cares? Thanos' first attempt to get Senpai to notice him.
Notice me, Senpai. Notice me.
Saw him trying to conquer the universe by using the cosmic cube to shape reality to his will. Now, unfortunately for old Thanos, Captain Marvel, Drax the Destroyer, and the Avengers put the kibosh on that. But the Mad Titan wasn't done yet. Oh no, you better believe he wasn't done. Thanos tried for years to impress his cosmic crush by trying to obliterate all of existence, but he just kept getting foiled by those pesky heroes. Now, seeing Death and Deadpool well and truly smitten with one another, well, that only served to make Thanos a jealous little panda. Except Thanos doesn't just leave Death thirsty comments on her Instagram, he takes things about 1,000 steps further by placing a curse on Deadpool, sentencing him to what's essentially immortality. I mean, he can be liquefied, dismembered, beheaded, incinerated, you name it, but he will always heal back to normal. Well, as normal as Deadpool can be. However, it's important to note what's interesting about this curse is that it seems to be figurative when Thanos says it, because it's actually the supervillainous magician T-Ray who puts the curse on Deadpool. Using a cosmic artifact given to him by Thanos, T-Ray curses Wade, resurrecting him, effectively preventing him and Death from boning beyond the grave. 'Cause they're skeletons. 'Cause he's dead. You get it. To add insult to injury, in the later Avengers Celestial Quest miniseries, Death winds up admitting her love for Thanos too. And they have a baby together named the Rot. And then they have to kill that baby. You know, that old chestnut. Now, Wade, hear me out. Considering that you already have voices in your head to deal with and like glaring fourth wall issues, maybe it's for the best you just walk away from this one. I mean, besides, you've got Dracula's bride to steal, buddy. Oh. Wait, maybe Wade Wilson's just like a homewrecker and we're idolizing the wrong guy. Oh my god, is Thanos the wronged party here? Jesus. Now the question on everyone's mind. Will we ever see this play out on the big screen? Well, the way things currently stand, it's unlikely. I mean, Deadpool is part of Fox's Marvelverse, which includes the X-Men and Fantastic Four. Thanos, on the other hand, is currently menacing everything that Disney holds dear, so unless they reach sort of like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit style agreement, it's but a comic book pipe dream. But then again, Sony is now letting Spider-Man play with the rest of the MCU, so never say never. Especially because if anyone makes sense to make that crossover and give a big F you to IP holders, it's Deadpool. But what do you guys think? Do you want to see this play out on the big screen in the Marvel Universe? I mean, who do you want to see play Death? Which of Deadpool's other romances do you want to see play out on the screen? Let me know in the comments below, and while you're there, give me a hot, heavy, and deadly thumbs up. That's all for today's show. Be sure to tune in next week when we talk about the story of a troubled young girl who wanders into a deadly maze in World War II era Spain, where she encounters a bumbling bear monster who teaches her martial arts in Kung Fu Pan's Labyrinth. Until next time, keep on digging. Now let's open up the old mailbag, shall we? At Dan Ty asks, what was your favorite comic book growing up? Justice League. It blew me away to see all my favorite heroes fighting universe-threatening evil together. I used to pour through my dad's old comics, and that one always resonated with me. At All Real Monsters asks, what is your favorite kind of pizza? Dude, just look at the border surrounding my face. I mean, duh. At Jim Livio asks, why does it burn when I pee? Well, I think that you are some sort of reverse Human Torch. Either that or you have lots of gonorrhea. You should really see a doctor. And remember, kids, you should always make sure to get your yearly checkup or you too could develop a magnesium deficiency.